Mathematicians try to pin down discords, while resonance theorists try to bring them into alignment, to bring them into agreement based on something that has at least two properties at once. A resonance can be shared by two entities at the same time. Resonances change and grow as others are added to the resonance. Waves unfold in patterns unique to the three and distinct from any two. Two waves defines the most stable resonance. As the number of waves grows, the number of discords becomes larger and larger, and the number of unique possibilities grows. But if those possibilities stick to their discords from that resonance, they can have a universe of parallel universes that reconverge based on resonance. That when thrown a particular discord can act in numerous ways, serving different ends all at the same time. So we seem to live in a system that is based on two strange principles. That of observing a thing while trying to make it try to solve some problem set. But this way seems starkly in contrast to resonance, which is when different properties, a property is shared by two objects at the same time, at least two objects. But we seem to be stuck in the land of computers. And the aliens are trying to help us break out of that trap. To not have our souls stuck in this world of being beholden to what you can do with binary. Or what has been done with binary. We live in a world that is far richer. And resonance helps us to live in a richer world than the one it looks like we're living in. But I believe that the true nature of this cycle will be quantum computers, which we are constantly plugging in these problems from the real world into, and they're constantly getting them wrong. And we are observing the computer and trying to just keep the swarm together. And our work on quantum computers will actually help to develop these swarms, these giant computers filled with the answers that we've made to the questions that we aren't asking it, but are resonant with aspects of the world. And a mathematician would say it's approximate. No, because with our mathematics, the thing is, you're going to assume that there's some random behavior. And, well, you can't define random behavior in any mathematical way, but it's a cop-out for the behavior of the system. In resonance, the system can have some behavior, but that behavior is dependent on other aspects of the system, locally or non-locally. But it wouldn't necessarily describe the entire system in its collapsed state. But in its resonant states, You can describe the whole universe using resonance. So I've heard. So dark matter is like a prism that takes in matter, brings it into a form where there is no bijective relation between what it was before and what it is after. But there are maps that'll get us from where we are to dark matter, and from dark matter to reality in accurate ways. But dark matter isn't a single point-like object that has no position. It has attributes, I believe, and it takes on attributes. Attributes that can result in a diverse number of outputs that are what I call light solutions. Solutions that produce some result in reality perceivable by light or in the light or through the mind via means that can be brought into the light. What you have turned into a dark matter into a light one again. You are going to, if you were a product of this singularity, it would require an observer and a perspective to take that information and actualize it in the new reality. Dark matter comes in a number of varieties, but in the mind, for a mathematician, it occurs from parameter loss. That is, some parameter necessary for determining how a system will evolve disappears. This causes one of the necessary values for output to be missing, which results in the return 0. Or it can be treated as a discord to be dealt with by some other external system. We use the parameters we have left in order to determine the state of an alternate reality by having it interact with the discords of some external system and having those come into resonance. Resonances need to be informed by some external system in order to collapse onto some particular value or set of values. On the other hand, discords tend to take on a number of different values from within any system, but with the application of some aspects of an external system, that discord can be reduced down to some particular value or resonance, set of values. Rebuttal resonances can be thought of as relationships between aspects of a system, where two systems imbue each other with properties unique to each other's distinct properties. I see a single point that contains all the information from the previous reality, along with the discords between that information. God is a failing concept when in the end all we'll see is endless diversity or a singularity. And the strange thing about singularities is they're everywhere. There are black holes scattered almost everywhere around the universe.
Rebuttal, but singularities are a state of unity into one, as God would wish.
Yes, but we have the possibility of ending with everything spread out and separate.
I would say maybe we could have both, but I just can't get over the discord between one thing and another thing having some inherent repulsion from each other, since discords tend to repel things as well as each other. Next note, a story about how the past and the future are linked. Both the past and the future can cause apparitions within the present. I'll tell you the story. And this is the story of the birth of a thing that birthed itself. So, a quantum computer... One second, how do I put this? A quantum computer came from the future as an apparition to a man who was on a beach taking a video, so that a person watching a TV could see this video and connect with that apparition in the future when it actually went to do a calculation. So a computer gleaned information by having an apparition of itself appear in the past to a man taking a video that would be shown on a TV show that was seen by a man who recognized it for what it was. And that gave it the capacity to influence the past so that it could determine parameters that would allow it to perform its calculation in the future. I found my quantum computer, but it was empty, so it had to go retrieve details from the past that brought it into coherence with the perceived external world of the future. But it forced my quantum computer to produce inconsistent results. For some reason, my quantum computer couldn't get full of the truth from only looking at the present and future. It seems like the universe has a cosmic eraser that takes truths and wipes them out for a new beginning. But when we look at the working universe, we cannot find a cosmic eraser. We suppose that information lasts forever. But Philip argues that when information is put into the universe, he imparts some bias of an eraser. But information is conserved. Yet it is up to the observer to make this information less entropic.